Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Today's Restaurant News Networking Group. My name is Howard Appel. I'm the founder and publisher of Today's Restaurant, and we are a group of vendors in the restaurant industry who are here to help each other grow our businesses and to help any restaurant owner, manager, or chef who may be dealing with a problem that they can't resolve. We have hundreds of years of combined experience, and if we can't help you, we know somebody that can. So give us a call at
Yeah,
561
hold on, please. I'm on a Zoom.
208888, or take a look at our website at trnusa.com. And we have a YouTube channel with over 470 videos. And you can access that through our website at trnusa.com. And we picked up several new subscribers this week, which is shows that we're starting to gain momentum. And so give us a look and a like and a subscribe to the videos so that every time a new video was posted, you'll get a notice. Okay, good morning, everybody.
Hey, Howard, how about setting up the camera for the Florida Restaurant Show and taking pictures of that on a time basis and putting that on the YouTube?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Well, I don't understand. Say it again.
The YouTube channel. What happens if you take a video of the Florida Restaurant Show around the booth areas and put it on a timer so it takes a picture every 15, 20 seconds, and then show that at the end of the day on YouTube?
I don't know how to do that. You know how to do that?
No.
On a timer?
I know you can do it. I don't know how to do it.
I did take videos of the show last year. In fact, there's a video on the channel now showing all of our booths in preparation for the show. So you can take a look at that. But yeah, if there's any ideas that we can do this year for the show, actually, we're trying to have everybody give me an indication as to whether they will be exhibiting and how big a booth that they want, so that we can pursue that with the management. And we're trying to do some things that will unify us as a group rather than just individual booths, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Several people from here and the other groups were there last year, and we all had our booths along, one row under the TRN umbrella. Ed, of course, is with his company over there, and Brian as well. But, like Broward Nelson had their thing, and we were over there with them a bit.
Well, we're going to try to bring them into the fold this year.
Well, we have in the other group, we have somebody helping us out, putting everything together, working with management. That's already well underway. And I don't know how many booths, Howard, how many booths are we up to now? 9, 8?
So we have 10 now. And I think we should get 12.
Oh, we'll get more than that. We still have half a year.
That's a lot. I mean, 12 booths is a substantial.
Oh, it is a lot.
That's a good show.
It brings everyone to the next booth. We're in the aisle getting people into the booths of what they need. What are you looking for? You're opening a restaurant. What do you need? And we walk them down, to each person in our row in our groups here. And it works really well. A lot of business was had last year at the show. It was the first year that we had done that. This will be the second year. We're working with show management. We've been a member of the FRLA for over 25 years. So it works out really well. They get our lead report, get a lot of restaurants signing up with that report. So they work with us really well on place.
Mel, your company should definitely consider going to that show.
Oh, definitely. If you're
Yeah, Chef Mel should be definitely in a booth there, because that'll give you tremendous exposure to the industry in Florida.
absolutely.
What are the dates again?
No, I think it's no. Ed, is it November 7th?
11th, 12th, and 13th, I think.
I was close.
Oh,
Are
let
they
me check.
combined with pizza again?
Yes.
Expo, always. They
And
always do.
this year it's a 3-day
Yeah,
show.
11th, 12th, and 13th.
November 11th, 12th, and 13th.
Right.
At the
It's a
Orange County
3-day show this year as opposed to a 2-day show.
And where's that held, Howard? The location
I'm sorry, Mel?
of that show.
It's
Where is the location of that show?
Orange County Convention Center. But don't uh, don't get a booth on your own yet, because as a group here, and with the 11 o'clock group, we have our own aisle, so we get a good location and a good opportunity for you to save some money.
Oh, great. Keep me informed on that.
We'll be there again, passing out bourbon and wine and beer. So don't go to the bar. Come see our booth.
Hey, Chris, are you going to be there handing out coconuts?
Of course.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And you can introduce yourself to all the culinary people down there.
And you can bring some Vidalia onions too, man.
Oh, and that's what he can do. That's right. The Vidalia onions. He's a recruiter for Vidalia.
For those of you here, we talked about, potentially we're trying to grow the group. We need a restaurant equipment dealer. We need an auctioneer. So we need, I don't know whether we need POS or not. I'm going to have to call our POS member who we haven't seen in a while. So, we're pretty much open to everything that's not here, but designers, architects,
Like a restaurant consultant.
consultants,
Yeah.
a restaurant consultant, several of them come and go. But this is a good group, and there's a lot of experience here, and just need to grow it a little bit bigger. And to that end, let's do our intros, and then we can talk about it a little bit further. I want to start with Steve. Steve, you're the newest face on the board, so I want you to tell us about your company a little bit in depth, rather than the quick elevator pitch.
Well, probably, to be honest with you, Howard, you probably know more about Broward Nelson than I do. The company's been around for 60 plus years. It's a third generation family owned and operated company, which with each generation purchasing it from the previous generation. So it wasn't something that was just handed down. So, these guys work hard. Brandon's a young guy, and so is Scott, and they work extremely hard to make sure that the company has a great reputation. And I've worked for several different companies, and I've always noticed that, working for big corporate it's working for big corporate. Everybody knows how it goes. And then there's the family-owned and operated company like Brandon, who truly cares about their customers. Their reputation is everything. So we are a soda fountain, CO2, and water machine company. So we provide a couple of different services for restaurants. I would say our biggest goal is just the fact that you have great customer service. And when CO2 runs out at 8 o'clock on a Friday night, the company actually responds because it always runs out on Friday night at 8 p.m. Outside of that, I run the Central Florida and Northern Florida market for the company. We have a couple of people in the West Coast in Tampa. We have one in Fort Myers. We have one in Miami. So, company's growing like crazy. I think us hitting the Orlando market and further north kind of really opened up doors for us. So hopefully, if if you guys have business anywhere in the state of Florida, or if anybody needs anything in the state of Florida, we can help them out. Phone number for contacting me is 407-697-1048, and then I'll type in my email address on the chat. So if anybody needs it.
Yeah, Broward, I'm very friendly with the second owner of Broward, Nelson,
Yeah.
who the son of the original owner.
Mm-hmm.
Since Brandon, his Lee's son, took over, the company has expanded tremendously throughout the state. When Lee was running it, they were really South Florida,
Yep.
and now they're in Central and West Florida. I think they're on the West Coast, are they?
Yeah, we opened Fort Myers was the first one. The real first expansion was like Southwest Florida, and then I opened up the Orlando market 3 years ago. And with opening the Orlando market, Fort Myers, kind of Tampa was stuck in between the two of us, so we kind of just expanded into it. And then customers who have, multiple locations ended up expanding us basically all the way up to Jacksonville. So we even have accounts in Destin, Florida as well. So
Yeah,
How do you service Destin, Florida?
we have a good thing about Florida, Destin, is that we have a partner that Brandon's very good friends with. So we go up, we do the installation, we do any repairs or anything on the equipment, but we do have a company up there that would fill it up with CO2 for us just for now until we can actually build a route all the way up there. So, I mean, Pensacola, I think, is the last stretch for us, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, because from Jacksonville to Pensacola, an I-10 is like a 7-hour trip doing 80 miles an hour.
Oh my Lord, yeah. Even from where I live in Leesburg, Florida, I'm north of Orlando by about an hour, and from me to Pensacola is 6-7 hours. So it's insane.
You're in Alabama. I mean, that's not.
Yeah, you can get that. You can get to Georgia. I can get to South Carolina faster. I can get to Pensacola.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a time change.
Yeah.
That's true.
It takes 6 hours, but it's actually 7 hours. On the way back, it's 7 hours, it's 9 hours, 8 hours, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You hit Pensacola, you're out of the state. I mean, seriously, you're in Alabama. Forget it. It's not as Florida. Florida's so huge that from Pensacola to Key West, it's technically all different. They're all different. It's not even the same state. Somebody says, "Oh, I'm from Florida. I'm from Pensacola." I go, "You're from Alabama."
Yeah.
Do they have teeth? Do they have teeth?
Yeah. I'm from Florida. I'm in Miami. No, you're actually from Cuba. You're
I need to step away for just a moment. I'll be right back.
okay.
All right. Jeremy left. Okay. Ed, why don't you can go into a little bit in depth of what your company does. Ed.
Oh, sorry, I'm daydreaming. Normal, I guess. It's a Friday morning. I woke up, so I'm daydreaming. I'm thinking of the beautiful weather outside, and when I can go pick the coconuts and the grapes later, I'm all set.
I was going to ask you about the weather with all the tornadoes and stuff sweeping. And
Harry, please let's. I have this all set. All right.
Okay.
Ed, go ahead, please.
My name is Ed Gerton with Seco Sales out of Orange Park, Florida, which is just outside of Jacksonville. We're an equipment supply company that specializes in frozen dessert equipment. So we have soft serve machines and batch freezers from Carpigiani and BGI Industries. We have mixed drink machines. We have drink machines from Vier. We have display cases from ISA and GTI Design. We also handle McDonald's in Georgia and Florida. So that's a big up and coming business for us. You can reach me at 904-334-4489 and have a great day.
When you say you handle McDonald's, what do you mean?
We handle the shake machines, the ice cream machines they have. Carpigiani is approved now, and for the last 3 years, we're trying to make inroads into that, taking everything away from Taylor, which, we're we're getting there. We're creating some interest in it. Uh, it it's just that if something costs $20,000, they don't replace it every year. They wait till it falls apart. Or if they try to fix it and it costs $18,000 to $19,000 to fix it, then they're looking for a new machine. We also handle service for
Ed,
McDonald's. Yes.
You and Steve
yeah,
Oliver are sort of calling on the same people, kind of. You guys ought to, have a conversation, do a one-on-one, so you guys understand each other, and maybe you can help each other.
Well, we actually deal with all the individual franchise holders. And in Central Florida, there is a corporate office that buys equipment, who I know. So we deal with all of them.
Ed,
And then some of them deal with other people. I mean, I can't do everything, and we can't do everything.
Yeah, Mel.
Ed, do you deal with used equipment as well?
What was that?
Do you deal with used equipment aside from new equipment?
I have some used equipment. I don't pursue it that much, particularly display cases. I walk away from used display cases because of all the potential for damage. So I don't even, I won't even touch them, because you pick up a display case, the glass could break. If you're taking it on a trailer, if it's not packaged perfectly, even if it's packaged perfectly, you chip something on the way, or a rock hits the side, you'll spend $4,000 or $5,000 repairing something. So it's not worth it, in my opinion.
Okay.
You have a need, Mel, for something?
Well, I'm just thinking of freezers, like we may be expanding into a wholesale business, and we may need the place we're in has a walk-in coolers. But I was just wondering about additional freezer space, like that we might need something.
My suggestion to you, if you're looking for used equipment, you go to a used equipment dealer in South Florida. They'll have God knows how many true freezers there or whatever else. Buy one of those. That's the cheapest way to go.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
I can help you with that.
It may not be a blast freezer or a hardening cabinet, but it'll probably do what you want to do.
Okay.
No,
Thanks.
we can have a conversation.
Unless, Melvin, you want to bring it down from room temperature to negative 15 or 16 degree Fahrenheit in like a half an hour. That's a different story.
Yeah. Now it would be freezing pies essentially, or keeping them frozen. Yeah.
Okay. Well, again, the whole thing behind freezing is, what are you trying to do with that? Are you affecting the crystalline structure of the material? So in ice cream, if you bring it down slowly, you affect the crystalline structure of the ice cream. If you bring it down fast, you generally don't affect the crystalline structure of the ice cream. So it'll give you an extra couple of weeks of shelf time, and it tastes better. It actually does taste better, because if you bring it down slowly, it's starting to melt, and then it all moves around and melts. It freezes out of order, if I can say it that way.
Thanks for that information. I wasn't aware of that. Okay.
Mel, Howard can help you with that, actually.
Okay. Great. Thanks.
To say that, I read his face, but he definitely knows someone for sure. So
Many people. Anyway, all right.
Okay.
Mel, why don't you tell us what your company does?
Sure. Okay. And so we're the Concord Grape Pie Company, and we got just started almost now six months ago, but we've made tremendous progress. We've got, I'd like to think in terms of baseball, 3 of the 4 major bases covered in the farmers markets, which we opened up the business in, because we knew that would be a learning experience. We'd hear from the public on what they thought of our pies, and we would adjust them. And we've come a long way. You find us now Saturdays. We're in Delray, and then this Saturday will be Delray, and Sunday we'll be in the brand new Boca It's their 6 week, and it's amazing how that farmers market has come along. It's on Glades, about 2 city blocks, from the turnpike. Um, it's behind. There's a Hilton in there, behind the fish market, the fish restaurant that
City,
there is. So maybe
Mel,
you know where that is.
there are people all over the country listening to this or watching this, and they don't know where that is, nor will they be there. So why don't you
Oh,
tell us
that's
more about what your company does, so that
sure.
we can
And
understand
so
that.
what we do, we've developed we're the only really major company in America now that's developing pies made out of Concord grape. The Concord grape's on the bottom, and we have 4 different toppings. And the ones that seem to be selling the best is the crumble topping, the peanut butter topping, and then we have a lattice topping and a double crust. And we've now, Andrew developed, that's my son, he's developed now we call those pies our cutie pies. They're about 4 inches in diameter compared to the 9 inch uh, typical traditional pie. And we now have developed cutie bites. There are 5 little, if you will, individual bites, maybe the size of a macaroon, of the different pies in a little in a beautiful containers. And so we have 5 different products there as well. And those bites have been a hot seller. And what we've come along with is, interestingly enough, I mentioned the 4 different major farmers markets. We're in 3 of them. We've been accepted into the Parkland one, and that's a big one in Parkland. And then the fourth base, which we just auditioned for, amazing. There were 300 different vendors. We won a vendor considered 300 vendors auditioned to get into the West Palm Beach. These are new vendors. They currently have 130 vendors. That's the third largest farmers market in America. And they're looking to build from about 130 vendors to about 160 or so. So we're very hopeful that that we'll be accepted. We'll know.
Well,
We'll
Melvin,
know
what
that.
did you do to audition? What did you do to audition? Did you do a
Oh,
tap dance?
yeah, yeah. And so what the addition is, we brought our product, we brought ourselves. You had the 3 to 5 minutes to make a presentation. We brought our information. We brought samples, for 5 people, 5 judges that sat at a table, each had a computer, and were rating us based on all the information about our company and our product. And it was amazing. And that day they were auditioning 60 people. And then the next 4 days, or a total of 5 days, or 6 days, they were going to get 400 vendors in addition for just a number of spots. They reserved so many spots for the vendors in the categories, like the bakers category. And so I'm not sure how many may have dropped out of the market or how many they're looking for expansion. But the fact that we're pretty unique in what we're bringing, I think would bode well. That's how we got into the Parkland one. So it's amazing that we made this progress in getting into all of the major farmers markets. But now coming to something brand new this past week, we went down and we interviewed and showed our products to Fresh Point, which is, I guess, a division of Cisco right here. And they love the product. And so we're working with them now for the packaging to get all the paperwork done to work with Cisco. And they may be a major, of course, seller for us and distributor of our product.
Well,
As you know, we don't.
Mel, let me jump in for a second. If Cisco should decide to carry your product at this point, you should investigate looking at a co-packer to do the baking, because Andrew will never keep up with it by himself.
Yeah,
You know,
we're aware of that.
volume that they would
But
produce
we
would overwhelm you. They would overwhelm what he could do
yeah.
and overwhelm the facility. So you really should be looking at something like that if you want to expand. I'm not saying to do it yet, but have it in your portfolio.
Howard, you're exactly right, and we're going to go down that trail. We're getting our foot in the door, and then we'll have to do that. We recognize how limited our facilities are. It's amazing that we're able to put this whole thing together we're literally chicken feed up to this point.
Cisco, that's major. That's worldwide.
Yeah. Hey,
Right.
Yeah,
Mel, I have a
yeah.
question for you. Is that Freshco, which is part of the Indian River?
It's Fresh Point.
Oh,
Fresh
Fresh Point.
Fresh Point.
Fresh Point, right
I know
here.
who that
Yeah.
is. They are
Uh,
a subsidiary of Cisco. Very large.
right.
I know some people there up here in Atlanta, but
Oh,
yeah. But
yeah.
they
We're
are,
working with the people in
yeah,
Pompano.
yeah.
We brought in our product and they really loved it. And so now we're working on the packaging of the right size. How many cutie pies should we put in the master and so some nutritional information, what have you, that we don't have to have for the farmers market, but we'll need all that for that. So we were very excited about that opportunity, of course. So that kind of gives you a little bit of an update on what we're up to.
A little bit from farmers markets to Cisco. That's like a
You
what
bet.
major.
Well, for those that don't, I'm sure you're aware that we were the nation's leading grower, packer, and shipper once again of fresh Concord grapes all over the nation and to Canada. If any one of you gentlemen wanted to test me, you tell me where you live, and I tell you who the supermarket is there. Everybody knew us. So,
Wow.
so we're coming out of the box. That's right. We're enjoying and enjoy being here with all you fellas.
Well, it's good. It's good to watch a company start from the very beginning with us and to progress, and hopefully, some of us can help you along the way. And Jeremy,
Howard, I really appreciate you and Terry's efforts. They've helped me get this thing rolling to where we are right now. Thank you.
thank you.
Well, Mel, what's your website so people could order your pies from the website, right?
Sure. It's the ConcordGrapePieCompany.com. The ConcordGrapePieCompany.com.
And as a customer, I can tell you the pies are great.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
All right, Jeremy, can you tell us what your company does and tell us what a PEO is?
Sure. Excuse me. I'm with Worksite HR. We're a PEO, which is a preferred employer organization. What that does is it gives you a shift of liability on your payroll taxes, your unemployment, your workers' comp claims. It also takes away the burden of administration for benefit enrollment, benefit administration. Additionally, we have tax credits we'll help go get for you. For instance, I talk about this particular tax credit on this group for obvious reasons, the FICA tip tax credit. Most CPAs are going to charge you a fee to file that or take a percentage. Or if another payroll company is going to do it, they're going to charge you up to 40% of what they find. Here at Worksite, we don't feel that's the right thing to do, so we go get that tax credit for all of our restaurant clients at absolutely no charge. We apply it as a quarterly credit, so we front the money to you because we know we're going to go file for it under our EIN at the end of the year. When I've talked to CPAs about this, a lot of them love this idea because it takes away the tax credit at the end of the year off of the bottom line for the restaurant on the taxes. So it shows less profit so they can avoid some taxes. And then at the same time, using that same tax credit as real-time margin throughout the year to pay for payroll, potentially your workers' comp policy. So just to give a quick example, I'm working on a 5-location Marco's right now. We'll be matching their price that they have with another PEO. But that PEO is taking 40% of their FICA tip tax credit. So with 5 locations, I'm going to be saving them about 30 grand in just fees because of the tips. So we're going to give all that money back to them. So about 6,000 per location in fees that they're going to get back. He's super excited. We're meeting next week, present all the pricing and how that works. And then we're going to help roll out the minimum essential coverage health plans that I call it Healthcare Light. It covers ACA Part A. And it doesn't include hospitalization or anything like that, but it at least gives your employees that can't afford even to get on the exchange something inexpensive that will give them teledoc. It'll give them a couple of visits to the doctor covered up to $300, like their general wellness, with a copay of like $30. So it's like 25 to 30% of the cost of regular medical. Once again, there's no hospitalization. So if they wanted to, they could couple it with a hospital indemnity plan to help cover any hospitalizations. They can really tailor their healthcare needs to what they need. But we also do offer full health, but I'm not in it for that. But Worksite is your full back office solution for administrative shift of liability and margin creating opportunities. So we just do a really good job. Family owned company, white glove concierge style service. My phone number is
family owned.
Yeah, we are a family-owned business. It's 2 best friends that worked in the PEO industry, and they said, we got to create a PEO that people want to work at and customers don't want to leave. And that they've exactly done that. Retention at our client base last year was 98.9%. So we lost 1.1 clients to competition. Now that number doesn't include, like someone going out of business or someone selling a business and that person saying, hey, I have my own guy, go kick rocks. I don't want to deal with you guys, right? But that's losing people to other competition is 1.1 out of 100. So we don't lose people to competition. We just don't let it happen. We're very good with our pricing up front and very good with our service up front, like top-notch service. I know everybody says they have top-notch service, but like we literally have top-notch service. So I really love the fact that I can confidently sell Worksite's services and products and not have to worry about how my clients are going to be taken care of. I've had to worry about that at other companies.
So can an individual restaurant use your company?
Absolutely. Yep. I just signed a deal in Ormond Beach last year. 55 employees, fine dining. Their tax credit is about $40,000 a year. Everything with us was $32,000. So they're plus 8,000. So they're taking that money, that leftover money, and giving it to Meals on Wheels and affecting their local community.
Wow. That's wonderful.
Yeah, great. Thank you.
Oh, my phone number is 904-295-5110. Thank you.
Okay. Chris, good morning.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Chris Kaufman, Restaurant All-Stars, providing restaurant management talent, and been doing this for about 4 decades, so that someday somebody will say that guy's an overnight success. And we work on behalf of the restaurant companies to provide talent for them. We recently placed a general manager of a restaurant at the Sarasota airport, and it's a brand new restaurant. It's called Madison's because there's a celebrity chef over in that part of Florida named Paul Madison, Mattison. And he has several restaurants. And this new Madison's will be inside the Sarasota airport. We also are rounding third and heading for home with an executive chef of an $8 million restaurant up in the Panama City Beach, Florida area. And in Atlanta, we have a couple of unique opportunities for a catering company needs an executive chef, as well as restaurant operations positions. And that's kind of our sweet spot is restaurant operations positions. Even though the company has an acronym of CHRIS, Kaufman and Company, CHRIS for clubs, hotels, restaurants, institutions, and sales. But we work on behalf of the restaurant companies, never take money from the candidates. Been tempted to, but no, we are a business to business type of business. And Restaurant All Stars, very wonderful telephone number, 404 All Star, 404 255 7827. And thank you very much, and come back to see us.
Okay, thank you. And Brian is here to help everybody
Yes.
if they're starting a business or growing their business. Brian's the guy to talk to.
Okay. I guess Ed didn't have to follow Chris, right? Today. No,
What do you do?
seriously. Um, like Howard said, I'm Brian. I've been in this industry for about 20 years. I've been with Rogue Financial Group for since the COVID back in the late 2020. Rogue is a commercial equipment financing company. We do work with pretty much all industries. I primarily work on the hospitality side, small, large projects, some startups. You know, when I say hospitality, it could be a restaurant, it could be a bar, brewery. There's been some traction lately in the last several years in the convenience store side, which is they're changing their ways a little bit to accommodate and kind of compete against your racetracks and your quick trips. I work with sort of the middle tier convenience stores. Your big boys, like I said, racetrack and quick trip are really not my client. They got their own money. But, again, I try to explain to people when I help them get an approval or help them with financing, there is a lot of advantages to when you finance equipment. It has, the 179 tax credit, just save your capital. Again, and we have what's an EFA, which is a straight out loan. We also have other things like a fair market value, which not to exceed 10%, which is you know, um, and it gives you an option at the end, whether you own the equipment or you don't, you turn it back in. Again, it's Brian with Rogue Financial Group, but
Brian,
I want, go ahead.
can you finance used equipment?
Yeah, that was another thing I was going to mention about Ed is seems to have been just lately just a big traction for used equipment. And when I help a client finance used equipment, I have to get a condition report. And that actually helps them understand what the condition of the equipment is. Sometimes, I hate to say it, sometimes, whether whoever you buy from a vendor, you know, it gives you a sense of security there that the product works. So not only do we have pictures, but we also have a condition report, serial numbers, things like that, that helps them determine if they want to finance used equipment. So, you know, something might look good from outside, but you never know what's inside that, especially like a fryer or like he mentioned, Taylor ice machines. You just don't know what's inside them, how bad they've been abused. So things like that. So I help them, you know, um, kind of decide whether they want to do used or brand new. A lot of times I try to convince people to do brand new. The only reason is it comes with a warranty, and sometimes you can get a better life out of it. Who wants to have a loan on a piece of equipment and then it dies in a year, So it's not uh, a good thing. But I was going to also mention when Mel was talking, I thought he was talking about Freshco, which is a company that I'm working with that has Indian River Select, which you'll find in the Publix. I'm actually working with them. We've already done one phase of the financing for them, 500,000 for them, for a packaging equipment. They have um, agreements with Coca-Cola. They're working with Aldi, Costco. They're trying to do some stuff with Walmart, and there's a couple other companies that they're going to do some packaging for them. So the whole package, when it's all said and done, hopefully by sometime in July, will be $2 million of equipment that I will be financing for them. And again, it's like a coal pack company. And again, you can find Indian River orange juice in Publix. So, um, yeah, so that's, a big project, which I'm pretty excited about. And hopefully we'll get that done sometime in the middle of July. And then I'm Brian with Rogue Financial Group. I can be reached at 404 723 7222. Thanks.
Well, with all these chain restaurants going out of business, there's going to be a lot of used equipment on the market. So the fact that you can finance used equipment should be a big part of your business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like I said, again, you got to be careful with used equipment, especially depends on how old the equipment is in these franchises.
Yeah, of course.
Real quick, I had a client, he's not a franchise, but I financed some Frymaster fryers 2 years ago for the guy. Okay. He's a client, um, south of town. It's called Yasin Seafood. He's been in business, I think, 35 years. And these fryers were like his babies. He had them for almost 30 some years. And finally, 2 years ago, he had to replace them. But, especially, you know, that's sort of out of the norm with restaurateurs. But he takes care of his equipment the same way I did some refrigeration for him. I financed that. That was there from the beginning of the restaurant when he started it on Old National in Atlanta. And but yeah, you'll find some real good restaurateurs that take care of their equipment, and then you'll find some that just don't. And and then again, going back to you'll find that stuff back on the market, and just got to be careful with used equipment.
Okay. All right. Thanks. Terry.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. If you want to know where something's opening coming into the state, let me know. I'll send you a sample report with owners' names, phone numbers, email addresses, a very extensive monthly lead report that myself and my workers work with to compile this list. We're getting it out closer to the 1st instead of the 9th, which is tremendous progress for us. I work on this full time. Got to find out where everything is. You got to know what's opening. Jeremy can contest how hard it is to find information on just one company. You can spend a couple of hours going through licensing and portals and pretty much anything. So it takes a very long time to gather this information. But we do guarantee 50 a month, brand new leads, which now are proud to say last month was our record of almost 90 with email addresses, with phone numbers, names of restaurants, stage of construction, stage of entering the state, how many units, massive, massive amounts of information you will find nowhere else, and I'll guarantee you that as well. Anybody wants a sample report, email me, terry@trnusa.com. Any companies that are watching our YouTube page, you're probably already getting it. If you're not getting it, your competition is. Thank you.
I can attest to those lists being very effective. I've closed, I think it's 3 deals now since I've been with Worksite. I've
Yeah.
had many meetings. I mean, you don't win every deal, right? But the fact that I've closed 3 off of a list that I wouldn't have had access to is pretty awesome.
Thank you, Jeremy. I really appreciate that. It's a lot of work for us, but you know what? Nobody else is doing it. There is nobody out there doing what we do. No one. Nobody in the United States has a list like this. And if you can find one, it's a year's worth of leads for free. That's how confident I am. Thank you. I'm so glad to hear that. That's what makes it all worthwhile.
Okay. Well, we covered everything. So just want to remind everybody again, June the 20th is a combined meeting at 10 a.m. We have a special speaker coming in, and tentatively scheduled July 11th as a July date for a combined meeting. And I'm looking forward to both of them. And you have a great weekend, folks. We'll see you again next week. Thanks for coming. And let the sauce be with you.